No stress, no complicated management systems, just you, a bus, and a strangely relaxing city to drive through. But is Busbound actually worth €30? The answer to this is a resolute yes for me, and here's why. So when you start a new game, you will have to give your transportation company a name, and you can choose to play a tutorial. And I would really advise to play the tutorial because it will help you map certain functions that you need in the game right away, and I think it's very important. There's not that many, but things like the brake when you are at a stop or the opening of the doors is really necessary. When you're done with the tutorial, you come here in the office screen. Now there are two buttons which are important, that's the drives and the garage. If we look in the garage, well, there are the different buses here that you can choose. Most of them are locked still, and there are some special ones there too. You have the longer buses with 2 segments, or you have the double deck buses, you have electric buses, hydrogen buses, so there's quite a lot. Like I said, most of them are locked away, but you can unlock them by successfully completing the different routes in the game. There is also the possibility to customize buses, give them a little other color, or just some decals on them. So that's also pretty nice here. The same thing, you can unlock them by getting some likes from the passengers that you transport. The thing here in the game is that it doesn't use any monetary system, so the customers don't pay, they just give you likes, and it's with those likes that you unlock everything. So that goes from the different buses, different colors, but also the different stops, so you will be able to get more stops with likes, and also unlock other parts of the town. So when you first start to drive, you have a few lines which are available: Ash Street, the Tracks, and Belvedere, and there are some others that are still locked. And well, here the fun starts, so we just pick a route and we're going to start driving. So here we are, our first stop, Frontier Station. Put on the parking brake, open the doors, let the passengers in. We close the doors, put on the blinker, and we are off. I really like the mechanism of the blinker, so that it just shows the little mirror. So here you will see the mechanism. I turn to the left, and also the point of view shifts towards the left. This is really a very nice mechanism. Makes it so much easier, so much more immersive to drive like this. So there are two different forms of AI in this game. You have at one side the traffic itself, which consists of cars and vans, and then at the other side you have the pedestrians. The pedestrians in general, they walk on the sidewalk. They don't bother you that much. Only sometimes when you are at a stop or a red light, you see one of them cross over on the crosswalk, but that's it. I mean, they are very well behaved, the pedestrians, and they don't bother you a lot. On the other hand, you have the traffic. The traffic also is pretty good, I would say. I saw only once a problem with an AI car, that it stopped for no reason at all, and that it stayed on the that it stayed still, and I was locked behind it. Oh, I didn't even see where that car was coming from. Oh, Jesus Christ, where did that come from? I'm not sure what happens here. Hello, friends. But in general, also the cars, they behave pretty nicely. When you are at a stop and you put on your blinker, they wait and they let you pull out. So no problems there. I think there is also a very nice variety in the different cars and vans that you have. There's a lot of color. I mean, it's pretty good. I would say it is a bit of a pity that there are no other buses around and no bicycles. I would really say that adding bicycles to the game, like, you know, for bus drivers, I think the bicycles are one of the arch and nemesis. So it's a bit of a shame that they are not included. I would also say that the traffic is a bit too nice and the pedestrians are a bit too nice. It's like you're living in utopia where they all just stick to the rules, and of course in real life this is not the case. So if I would ask for an improvement for the AI, it would be that, yeah, bicycles of course, but also that the AI can be a bit more of a pain in the ass, that you have like jaywalking pedestrians, that you have like cars that cut in front of you, you know, the regular pain in the asses that bus drivers sometimes encounter. That is something that I miss a bit in the game for AI.
What's this driver doing?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. So people can get mad at you if you drive on the sidewalk, if you ignore a stop sign, if you go through a red light, if you speed, then you will see like this here. The people, they will get mad and they will give you a very frowny face. What I also really can appreciate is that there is a day and night cycle. So now we are in the morning, you see it is a bit orange still, but well, there are the different points of the day, and especially the nights are really fantastic when you're driving with the bus. There's not that much traffic on the street at that moment, and well, I really enjoy a relaxing drive at night. There's also different kinds of weather, so it can rain also here, and that is something that makes it also just a bit more immersive, all of it. I think that the city itself is very well made. It looks really nice. The buildings, they really add to the immersion part. If you look around also, you have some statues, the bridges, and a lot of color. It really looks nice from, yeah, in my opinion. You see there's even a very nice canal here. No, I think graphically well done. The one thing that I miss a bit, but that's not the fault of the developers, is that it's not really touristic. I would have preferred to have a bit more of an exotic setting with some real, how should I put it, some real landmarks and stuff like that. You know, I really love the taxi simulator, Barcelona. There's so much very nice landmarks in Barcelona, and it's so fun to drive around. So that is something that I miss a bit here. But still, yeah, it is a very beautiful city nonetheless. So here you can see your first shift complete. You have a certain number of thumbs up, and when you reach the target, so here 10 out of 50, if you reach 50 you will unlock certain things, like here the purple's bus color palette will be available. So this is how you generate the points to get the to unlock the buses, the extra stops, some colors. It's a very simple system that they implemented, and I really like it also. I really like the fact that it is very that doesn't involve any economics. Like I bought the bus game where you drive the bus in Berlin, and there you needed to buy an office, and customers needed to pay and stuff like that, and it makes it very complex. Here, like you have seen, it is very straightforward. You just pick a line, you drive around, you stop for people, you pick them up, you drop them somewhere else, and that is really it. It is very, very basic bus driving. So, will you get bored in this game? Maybe. I mean, it is limited when it comes to the map. It is not the biggest map of all, and I think that after a while that you really start to know your bus stops and that you know your way around. So it may be a bit boring, especially you can also not leave the vehicle. You are really stuck to the bus. So that might be an issue for some people. If you really want to buy a bus simulator, I don't think this is really the game to buy. Oh, this is not a stop. The game is available in the Steam store for PC, so I think it costs €30. And then there is the also the availability on the consoles, so Xbox and PlayStation. There you can also play the Busbound game. The problem that you have there is that you're not free on which peripherals that you use. I think for a game like this, that you really need a very nice steering wheel, a very big steering wheel to increase the immersion. It really helps a lot. The multifunction stalks of Moza that I have here are also very nice to have. A button box to open the doors and the shifter. On PC there's no issue, but if you go to console there, it will try to connect all this hardware. It will be a lot more difficult. Now, talking about the hardware that I'm using, so I have the Moza R9 wheelbase, which I use. And there is no force feedback at the moment on the steering wheel. So normally you would expect when you go into a turn that you feel it, or here also the bump, that you feel a bit of force feedback, but that's not the case. It is a known issue. It is a case which has been opened on Steam for this, and the developer picked it up and will improve on this. What I do have, and that is very nice of the Moza base, is even if this is an automatic, I can feel the gears change. I change into higher gear, so it gives like a little thump. That is something that I can't feel, but the general force feedback unfortunately is not working at this moment in the game. So, my general conclusion for the game. I really like the game. It is really a sim tourist game. You drive relaxed around with a bus, picking up passengers. It is the fun of driving which is central in this game. I know that people that are expecting a real bus simulator, they may be a bit disappointed because there is no economy system, and you don't need to manage the bus station the bus company as much. They might be a bit disappointed, but for those who really just enjoy driving around, that just have an hour of time and that want to relax, this is really a fantastic game. And you don't need to take my word only for it. This game is one of the only games that my daughter also appreciates. She told me, I asked her to test it, and she told me that actually a bit the same, that it is a very chill game, relaxing game. She loves just driving around with the big wheel and parking, picking up the passengers. It's kept simple, and this makes it also very accessible for a lot more people. Like my daughter, who doesn't normally like racing games or even BeamNG, she doesn't like because it is very complex. But this game she really loves, and she wants to try it again tomorrow to drive with it. So I think That is my conclusion. For €30, this is a very good, relaxing driving game with a bus.